create your own sound from scratch, either for musical use or to design sound effects, you will use three families of elements. A sound source, would it be an audio sample or an oscillator with a basic waveform, will give the base sound you're gonna work with. It will then be processed by different effects, it could be filters, distortion or anything else, and then you're gonna have what I call control modules, such as LFOs or envelopes. They don't make sound on their own, but they can control parameters of the sound source and the effects to bring movement in the sound. In this video, I will focus on the sound source component. And because audio samples can be basically anything, we'll focus on the oscillator first to keep it simple and to get the core principles down. But a lot of what we can do with them can be done with audio samples as well. VCO stands for Voltage Control Oscillator and is the heart of any synthesizer. For example, here on Serum there are 2 of them, and here on Ableton's Operator there are 4. The sound they provide depends on the shape of their oscillation, their waveform. We talked about these in my old video about harmonics and overtones. I will leave a link in the description for that. But to sum it up, the most common waveform are the sine wave, the triangle wave, the sawtooth and the square wave. They all sound different and learning to recognize them will help you a lot in your sound design. The sine wave has a very smooth and soft sound. It is often this type of waveform that is used as a sub-bass to double other synth sounds, because it is made of only one harmonic, which means that a pure sine wave is made of only one pure frequency. The square wave has a more hollow sound. Without any effect, it reminds the tone of old video games, and it also has more harmonics than the sine wave, so it also sounds richer. With a square wave, you will often have a parameter called pulse width. This will make one part of the wave thinner as the other part gets wider. The more asymmetric the wave, the more metallic and nasal the sound. It also makes it sound a bit more like a sawtooth wave. Nowadays, you often have this pulse width parameter for other waveforms too. Like in Serum, you can find it here where it says PWM for pulse width modulation. With all these morphing options, these are a lot to try already. The triangle wave is halfway between the sine and the square, both in softness and in harmonic content. It's pretty soft. And the sawtooth waveform sounds more aggressive. It is also richer in harmonics than the others, so it sounds fuller. And the fact that it sounds fuller makes it a good candidate to work with filters. So if you want to make a smooth sound like a flute, you might want to choose a sine wave or a triangle waveform, and if you want to make a more aggressive sound like big horn stabs or an aggressive bass sound, you might want to go for a sawtooth wave. In the context of a synth, you can obviously control the pitch of the oscillator with the keyboard, each key giving a different note. But in the context of a modular synth like VCV rack, an oscillator on its own doesn't have much control. If it's not linked to anything, it will only output a continuous buzz. Even to control its volume, you need a separate module called VCA for Voltage Control Amplifier. Here, for example, in this setup, I have this module that is simply my audio output, so we can actually hear the sound. The sound is provided by this VCO, the oscillator, that goes into a VCA, the amplifier, and straight to the output. The VCA acts like a volume knob. And on the oscillator, I can change the frequency. This one is for the tuning, so it's the frequency as well, but with fine tuning. And the 3 others do nothing at the moment. But even though oscillators are very basic on their own, you can already do several things with them. You can stack several oscillators with different waveforms to get new tones, so there are a lot of combinations to try already. You can try with 2 or 3 or more different oscillators and also try to change the volume of each one, as it can drastically change the tone. If you use several oscillators with the same waveform, you can separate them by different intervals to make the sound richer. Usually an oscillator is doubled by an octave or a fifth. It doesn't seem much like that, but when you play a melody with it, your brain will hear it like just one instrument, and it can help the sound cut through a mix if it's double higher, or it can have more weight if you double it an octave lower, which is usually done with a sine wave or a triangle waveform. if you use two oscillators with the same waveform, you can also detune them slightly. Usually an oscillator would be detuned down slightly and the other will be detuned up, so they create kind of a phasing effect. That can thicken the sound and also add some motion. Due to the phase of the oscillation going in and out of sync, it creates a waving sound, kind of a beating in the sound. The more you detune the oscillator, the quicker the beating. This beating appears because of phase cancellation. When two sound waves play together, they'll be added up. So where the two waves have positive values, they will sound louder, and where they have opposite values, they will cancel each other out. So here, because the two oscillators are slightly detuned, they go slowly in and out of sync, and that's the beating we're hearing. So when you do that with sine waves or triangle waves, the beating will be even more drastic because they are not made of a lot of harmonics. And if you do that with square waves or sawtooth waves, the beating will be a bit more shallow because they have more harmonics, more frequencies to cover up the hole in the sound. This detune trick is implemented in Serum in a very handy way. Here you can choose how many voices you want, and with this detune knob you can set how much you want to detune them, and you can also reduce the volume of the detune sound to mix it with the original sound. Now, technically, if you want to play several notes at a time to make chords, you will need one oscillator per voice. So that would be 3 oscillators to play a chord of 3 notes, for example. But software synth and even some hardware synth directly give you the option to play either polyphonic or monophonic. While polyphonic allows you to play chords, monophonic also have some advantages. Monophonic can sound cleaner, as there won't be any notes overlapping when you don't want them to. But it also allows you to use some glide, also called portamento. Basically, it will make the pitch glide smoothly from one note to the next. The more portamento you add, the longer the glide time. And that's a very neat feature that can really transform the feel of your sound. It's very cool to make sequences with some notes that are linked and others that are detached. It's also worth noting that these oscillators are not the only sound source you can have in a synth. You can also have white noise, which sounds like a static noise. It is a sound where all the frequencies between 20 Hz and 20 kHz are present. It doesn't sound that appealing on its own, but it can be very useful in different situations, like to fill the background of a mix, for instance. It is a good basis to make synthetic hats or snares, for example. And as all the frequencies are present, it is also a good candidate to work with filters. You can also have pink noise, which is similar to white noise, except that the higher frequencies are a bit quieter, so it sounds smoother to the ear. More recent synths like Serum also use Wavetables, which allows you to have several waveforms in one oscillator. They have a parameter to morph the waveform from one shape to the other smoothly that can create some pretty cool sound that almost sound alive if you automate it. Some synthesizers like Serum even allow you to draw your own wave shapes or to import them from an audio file, which already unlocks a ton of possibilities with all the techniques mentioned above. Talking about audio file, your sound source can also be a sampler, which will use an imported sound directly, so you can play note with it like an oscillator. So that could be anything, a drum sound, a live instrument like a guitar or a bagpipe, anything you want. Right off the bat, there are a lot of things you can do with only oscillators and samplers, but everything I showed you was all by stacking oscillators upon each other. There are a lot more things you can do with two oscillators, and that's what we'll see in the next episode, which will be about all the different types of audio synthesis. So I hope you are as excited as I am. I'll see you soon for the next one.